News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290, and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
A heartbreaking story of a man who was scammed out of his life savings, being assisted by the county sheriff's office. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. Congratulations. You made it. It's Friday, July the 10th, 2015. On the cusp of the Missoula Marathon weekend, hundreds and hundreds of people in Missoula to run in that race. We could have some rain for that. We'll tell you more about that here in a moment. Right now, it's 60 degrees in Missoula, a little less smoke than there was yesterday, but still plenty from distant fires. Our newscast this morning is sponsored by AB Technology Solutions, offering computer repair for homes and small businesses. Find them online at abtechnologysolutions.com. The Missoula County Sheriff's Office is seeking donations for a 74-year-old man who was scammed out of his life savings on the false promise of receiving millions of dollars and a Mercedes-Benz automobile. The $75,000 loss has left Stuart Voigt living in an isolated log home in the mountains with his 3 dogs, no transportation, and just over $900 a month in Social Security income. The Missoula County Sheriff's Office learned of Voigt's plight from the owner of the company that repossessed his pickup truck on behalf of a Missoula bank last week. On Wednesday, the Sheriff's Office escorted some media to the widower's residence in nearby Granite County to help get the story out. Sheriff's Department is taking food donations for Voigt. Cash donations can be made at any Missoula Federal Credit Union branch. Another fire has popped up in western Montana, southeast of Missoula. Leona Roderick with the Beaverhead Deer Lodge National Forest has more.
We have a small 5-acre fire in the Frog Pond Basin, and we're calling it the Whetstone Ridge Fire. It's located about 25 miles southwest of Phillipsburg. We've got 11 firefighters on scene currently. We've ordered up a couple more hand crews to come in and give them a hand, and we've got a large helicopter doing water drops.
Investigators believe lightning started the fire, which is burning on a ridge far from structures at the moment.
Yeah, there's several cabins within and near the Frog Pond Basin area. The closest one to the fire is about 1 mile. I would say and this is just me being with a guesstimate of within a day to 2 days of being able to have a line around it.
Roderick says fire crews are hopeful the moisture from the weather system expected to move through western Montana today and tomorrow will help to dampen that blaze. Federal officials will host a series of public meetings this summer on the U.S. government's coal program after criticism that corporations are profiting off publicly owned reserves of the fuel at the expense of taxpayers. Yesterday's announcement comes as coal companies and their allies in Congress have tried to thwart the Obama administration's initial attempts to change longstanding industry practices. That includes recent legislation from Montana Congressman Ryan Zinke that would block an Interior Department proposal to overhaul coal royalty payments. Under rules in place since the 80s, companies can sell coal to affiliates and pay royalties to the government on that price and then turn around and sell the coal for more overseas. The public meetings are planned for Washington, D.C., Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, and here in Montana. The Montana Public Service Commission is in the process of investigating a rate increase requested by Montana Dakota Utilities. Public Service Commissioner Travis Kavula says the 21.1% increase is the largest he's ever seen.
It's an unusually large rate increase, 21%. Usually we only get single-digit increases, and so we'll be looking at this one very closely. That is, for an average consumer, a little less than $15 per month. So you're talking about $11.8 million for MDU's consumers on an annual basis.
Some of the reasons behind the rate increase are normal and include transmission line upgrades and new power plants, but there's another unusual element.
This one is really peculiar. They've had to spend a lot of money on environmental upgrades to comply with the mercury and air toxics rule, which actually the U.S. Supreme Court just threw out, but not before utilities like MDU spent many millions of dollars trying to comply with it.
A 24-year-old Billings woman has pleaded guilty to deliberate homicide for the death of her infant son. The Billings Gazette newspaper reports Kayla Jean Edwards also pleaded guilty yesterday to assault on a minor for injuring the boy's twin sister. Prosecutors allege she strangled 10-week-old Tavares Michael Edwards on Christmas Day of 2014. He died 2 days later at a Denver hospital. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks are looking for volunteers to fill positions on the Region 2 Citizen Advisory Committee. Program Manager Vivica Krauser explains what the meetings consist of within that committee.
We discuss a variety of fish, wildlife, and parks related topics, and it's a great way for folks to relate to us what they're hearing, what priorities are in the places that they live and work, and then for us to talk about current topics with fish, wildlife, and parks.
Krauser says the committee is designed to provide input on diverse issues, from wildlife and fisheries management to access, state parks, outdoor recreation, and even law enforcement.
We have some subcommittees right now on our advisory committee that are working on topics such as access and education and outreach, and then there's always opportunity, depending on what the advisors' interests are, to develop new work groups within the committee as well. And then we always have a variety of topics that come from fish, wildlife, and parks, both at a regional level and statewide.
Committee members are required to attend 4 to 6 evening meetings a year. Cascade County officials have released the name of a 69-year-old woman who died after her car went into the Missouri River south of Cascade. Sheriff Lieutenant Bob Rosapal said Martha Sue Beatty of Great Falls drowned Tuesday evening. Her car went into the river about 8 o'clock Tuesday night. Her body was recovered some 90 minutes later. Attendance at Glacier Park soared last month, making it the busiest June on record. The Flathead Beacon newspaper reports that 414,000 visitors came to the park last month. According to National Park Service data, visitation was up 24.1% from June of last year. And finally, an anonymous gift to the Missoula Police Department will help to encourage kids around Missoula to practice bicycle safety with a Dairy Queen treat. Detective Sergeant Jim Clowder said yesterday the police department was contacted by a Missoula resident.
Years ago, there was a 8 or 9-year-old kid on his bicycle, and he was stopped by an officer for wearing his bike helmet, and he got a token for free ice cream at Dairy Queen.
Clowder said the experience gave the man a highly favorable impression of the police.
That kind of shaped his opinion of the Missoula Police Department from a young age, and he just wanted to pass that on to the next generation of kids. And so he got with Dairy Queen and bought 1,000 tokens for officers to give out to kids who are wearing their bike helmets.
Here's where the story gets really good. KGVO News reached out to Dairy Queen and learned that the Higgins Avenue location management was so moved by the man's generosity, they actually donated the 1,000 tokens to the police department. And the manager told me they hope to continue that tradition every summer to help encourage kids to practice bike safety. Way to go. News Talk time now is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Ample sunshine today, but we will see areas of smoke. Clouds will increase towards the afternoon with scattered showers and thunderstorms possible. Highs today will top out in the upper 80s. Showers and thunderstorms through the weekend. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.